ball guard and NBA Finals MVP Chauncey Billups said that recently he said if Carmelo Anthony had to join Detroit Pistons, LeBron James wouldn't have won. I disagree with him on that. I think Chauncey should have said Dwayne Wade. That means Richard Hamilton would have came off the bench. I think Dwayne Wade would have been more pivotal to Detroit. And I'll be honest with you, he's the only dude that I would say in the East that LeBron was in word and feared of because he looked up to D Wade. And D Wade not only later on showed him how to win, but D Wade knew how to go at him. And that's it. And Carmelo, in ways, is a precursor to Kevin Durant, but he didn't have Kevin Durant's overall repertoire for pulling off things. And I don't know if Carmelo would have definitely fit with Larry Brown's system. Now, the interesting thing and the irony, if Chauncey is coming from the North Carolina perspective, Larry Brown and George Karl both are North Carolina alums. But for me, Carmelo's best years was with George Karl as his coach with the Denver Nuggets. He got, and Chauncey ended up playing there as did Allen Iverson. But I don't think Carmelo Anthony played any better, peak and prime, than he did as he did under George Karl, because George Karl's offensive system allows for certain freedoms as an offensive force if you've got them. And Carmelo never. Now, to me, Carmelo Anthony's biggest mistake, if I could say, where he went and left Denver, he should have gone to Chicago and Joakim Noah and them and Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose didn't recruit, but Joakim Noah. Had he gone to the Bulls when they had I want to say Gibson and they had Derrick Rose and they had Joakim Noah and Luol Deng, it might have been a problem for the Miami Heat because they were just missing a guy who could flat out create his own shots and get his points. So that's the one thing I always said that was the biggest mistake he didn't. I said the Memphis Grizzlies when Zebo and Gasol was there, Mark Gasol and Zach Reynolds. When Memphis had that run and they got to the West Conference Final, all he needed to do was cherry pick on a team that just needed an offensive force, and he'd have been something. But him and the mainstay, I don't see how he would have worked with Detroit. I don't see it. Now I see Dwayne Wade. You put Dwayne Wade with the Ben Wallace, Rasheed, Chauncey, Rip coming off the bench, Tayshaun, that could have been dangerous. I'm glad I like Miami Heat's my team. I'm glad that he got him. To me, that would have been dangerous because you got to remember, D Wade still got Shaq great, but they only had a couple years windows together, and everybody else after that was on the last leg. Lonzo Mourning, Gary Payton, even White Chocolate. They didn't have much of a squad, and Dwayne Wade had to carry those parts for a while. So Shaq got traded, and so on and so forth. But you put him with a peak and prime Pistons team, built squad, and then remember, a year after they lost the final, after they beat the Lakers, the next year they got Antonio McDyess. You imagine Dwayne Wade with that situation. So I'm just saying, I disagree with Chauncey about, I would have said you had Dwayne Wade over Carmelo. That Pistons team would have been more formidable for years to come. But that's my personal opinion. Feel free to agree, disagree. Let's have it out. I welcome thoughts and comments. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. And hey, it's always good to have basketball, what is. And I think Dwayne Wade is one of the most underrated, underappreciated players ever. Because I tell you, Flash played with a squad like that, they would have won 2 or 3 rings. Larry Brown would have definitely been up with that. I'm out.